1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the number of known deaths that occurred in this home, now known as the Ward House. The home was built in 1874 and changed hands between a few families, most notably the Franks. Why are the Franks so important, you may ask? It's because they account for 3 of the 4 deaths during their stay in the home. Father, David Richard Franks, death by typhoid fever. Mother, Harriet Franks, cause of death unknown. Willie Franks, their mentally handicapped son, also death unknown. We hoped our investigation would uncover some answers for owner Janet Ward on how Harriet and Willie died, but it may have just raised more questions.
All right, so here we are in Gatesville. Standing here with me is the owner, Miss Janet, and you're telling me about a story that 2 apparitions will walk down this hallway. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? What kind of path they were taking?
Sure. It started in 1990 when my children and I moved into this house. They were pretty young, and I noticed it all different times of the day and night, and I'd see movement, and then finally they let me see them. One was a man, the other was a woman. They were never together. They would come down the stairs here from the dining room.
Okay, this opening right here.
To my left. They would come down and they would walk toward the front door, and then they would just vanish. And then other times they would come from this direction and go up the steps and turn to their left and go into the dining room. And they did this countless times. They never tried to look at me or engage me in any way. And so it was like I wasn't even there. And then he had a wide brim hat and a jacket and trousers and boots. And sometimes a dog would be with one or the other. And, they would never be together. The man and woman were never together.
Interesting.
And the dog sometimes would be with the man, sometimes with the woman, and a couple of times I saw the dog by itself.
Oh, okay, Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you also told me about this area right here in front of the staircase.
Yeah, that was one night. I was sitting in this back room. I was all alone. It was on a Friday night. I was watching a TV show, and I had a clear view all the way down this hallway. I think this lamp was on at that time. And I saw a short figure, solid black, looked like it might be a child, run from the living room there just across here, and it was kind of bent forward like this, and it didn't make a sound, but it ran across, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
I couldn't believe I saw that. So I'm arguing with myself. Did you really see that?
Or was it just your mind?
Didn't see that. Yeah, my mind's playing tricks on me. Well, then it ran across there again.
Interesting.
And so then I knew definitely that I had seen it, and I thanked it for running across
confirming
again,
that you actually saw it.
I wasn't really losing my mind. Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But that's interesting that you say that, because didn't you mention that you also had something in the backyard or somewhere off that was like some kind of Indian burial ground? Can you clarify that a little bit?
I'm not sure what tribe of Indians, but there were Comanches and Caddo Indians that were in this area. And when the people that built this house first came into this area, they were run off by the Comanches. So they went back to Arkansas and stayed a little while, and after the Texas Rangers ran them out, then they felt it was safe, and they came here in 1874 and started construction on the house. It took 4 years to build it. The exterior walls are 18 inches thick, and I think that was probably partly for insulation, but also for protection.
For defense, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But there is an Indian cave up behind the house. And I've tried for years. My mother tried when she was a girl. She grew up here to try to find the cave, and there's an old, looks like a Quonset hut built out of the side of the hill.
Interesting.
And it's not far behind the house here. And I had an elderly man come and tell me years ago that when he was a kid, he and this other boy would break Indian artifacts in that cave. And he said we were so stupid, we didn't know what we were doing.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. And
interesting. That just puts on perspective that who knows if that was an actual child running through the floor, or was it someone that was crouching down while she was in that room trying not to make a sound. Yeah. Maybe the night.
Yeah. What about that picture that she showed us? The
Oh yeah, Slender.
The Slender Man.
Okay, so she also took a picture. Yeah. She also took, or one of her friends took a picture.
That could be that same figure that she saw crouching.
Correct. And can you tell me a little bit more about that picture that your friend was holding a phone?
Yeah, she was just holding her cell phone, and her cell phone just started immediately just taking all these pictures. And we were standing here in the hallway one night. We couldn't figure out why, and it wouldn't stop. And we got back into the kitchen, and she was scrolling through her photographs on her phone, and there's this picture. It looks like a slender, tall man with a wide-brimmed hat and trousers and a jacket standing right up here by this door. And
interesting. That's interesting. It could, the whole brimmed hat thing could also mean that could be the gentleman that's been walking here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be, again, like I was saying earlier, it could have been an Indian just trying to like watch what you were doing.
Shape shifting and stuff.
Correct. That's what I was about to bring up.
Well, you know that one night I got up in the middle of the night and I was standing right there at the top of those steps. And I felt like something was coming from that back room up behind me to hurt me, and that could have been an Indian.
Yeah,
spirit?
I mean, she said that she didn't hear anything, she didn't smell anything, and we all know Indians were they had the intuitive to cover themselves very well, be very quiet.
Yeah.
So who knows if that could have been something that was trying to attack you, or it was just...
That adds a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Does.
So this spot right here is going to be super hot, so watch it out for tonight.
All right, so we really didn't have to move that much further from where the other stories were. It's literally right here next to where she saw the apparitions. This story I really want to touch on because it's so strange, because there's two parts at two way different times.
Yeah.
And it's kind of mind-blowing when you put the pieces together. So tell us the first part with the psychic.
A friend of mine brought a psychic to my house, and this was in the summer of 2012.
Okay.
And we were walking around the house, and as we were coming down the stairs, the psychic told me, she just stopped right here, and she said, there was a lady that fell down these stairs and she died. And I went, really? She goes, yeah, but she didn't die right away. It took her several days, but she died. And she said they said that she caught the heel of her shoe on the hem of her skirt, causing her to fall. She said, but that wasn't it. She said, he pushed her. And I said, well, really? And I said, do you know a name of the lady or the man? And she goes, and she stopped for a while. She said, no, I'm not getting that. I don't know who that was. So then, several years before that, I was coming down the stairs one night, and
so this happened before you knew the information the psychic told you?
Yes. So before the psychic had ever told me that, I was coming down the stairs one night, and all of a sudden, I just went flying down onto the floor at the bottom of the stairs. And I landed so hard, I actually broke the outer bone on my left foot. And for years, I wondered, why did I fall? How could I have gone that fast?
You don't remember tripping or anything?
No, I don't remember missing a step. I just remember flying through the air and hitting with such force on the floor that it broke my foot.
Wow.
Well, maybe this explains. I was thinking about what the psychic had said about the lady being pushed down the stairs. And I really believe there are two spirits, and I've had numerous people come in and do paranormal investigations here, and they say there are probably two spirits that like this stairway, or that they may not like it, but they
walk up and down.
Walk up and down. They're here. And so all of a sudden it just hit me one day, and I really almost felt sick at my stomach. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I know that I was pushed and I did not just trip and fall, because I knew that anyway all these years, but it never made any sense to me how I could just suddenly fall and just go flying down the stairs and hit with such force. But
see, first things first is that most investigators, most of the TV shows that you see, they're going to immediately chalk this up to something negative. But I'm kind of thinking that it's not negative. And what if there was no vicious malice intent involved whatsoever, but this was the only way that it could tell you and let you know, hey, this is how I died. And and just like, of course, this was before the psychic came. So just because I just want to give this disclaimer, just because she was pushed down the stairs it sounds bad and negative, but if this is the only way that the ghost could think that she could give this message to you, then that could be what it is. And I started thinking too, I know that we have our history all checked out, everybody that passed away, and her name was Harriet, correct?
Harriet Franks.
Harriet Franks, and there's no cause of death that we
and
could
she was
find,
about 63 years of age, I believe.
Yeah. Hey, Karen.
Yes.
Grab that sheet for me, the history sheet. So there's no.
Well, I hope
cause of
it was
death.
the lady that did that to me, to show me, instead of the man, because I'm thinking if he's going to push her, maybe he pushed me.
Right,
and
and
that's
that sounds scary. That sounds negative. But if it was her letting you know this is how, and this is the only way she
This
could
could
think
happen.
to get her.
Question. Now, has anything like that ever happened to your daughter?
No.
Like, has she ever had a sensation where she was like at least tripped on the stairs?
No.
Interesting. So it could be, like JP was saying, that the ghost is trying to tell you, yo, this is what happened to me. Interesting
Just like
perspective.
that. Yo.
Hey, yo, bro.
Okay, so we have this awesome packet that our historian Karen made for us,
Woo!
and it has all the deaths
great.
in the house. And I just wanted to grab this because it's nothing like having a name and a picture of somebody that you think you're communicating with. It just takes it to a whole new level. This is Harriet Franks, and this could be the woman that was pushed down the stairs. Who did the pushing is what we don't know. We don't even know if it was her that got pushed down the stairs, but it's definitely a good start, I think, to maybe question and figure out if it was her that got pushed down the stairs. Let's go up to the room upstairs where we all had really strange feelings. That you live in this house and you have strange feelings in it, so that's when you know there's something.
Definitely.
Weird
I mean,
about
because
that.
we have stuff going on here all the time,
But
day
this
and
room
night.
makes you feel.
Yeah, but this
Okay.
room is a creepy room.
Let's go do that. Okay, so right now we're going to conduct the EVP session real quick. We'll do a couple questions and see if maybe Mr. Franks gives us an answer if this is the room that he passed in. I want you to ask 2 questions. Any questions you can think of that pertain to Mr. Franks, maybe passing in this bedroom like I just said, and we'll go from there and see, okay?
All right. Mr. Franks, when you were sick with typhoid fever, did you stay in this bedroom during your illness?
Let's see.
Mr. Franks, when you were sick with typhoid fever, did you stay in this bedroom during your illness?
Okay. Let's try one more time.
We continued this session on camera with no results. We stopped recording, but I was determined to catch something for Janet, so we asked one more question off camera.
Alright, so right now we just caught an EVP. We turned off the cameras, but we continue to do the session, and we caught this really loud. I mean, what
Like
else?
it was a scream.
Yeah, it was almost like a scream. So let me play it for y'all.
Are you getting used to this recorder? It's pretty cool, huh? We can hear you really easily.
How about we do this? We'll leave this running. We'll go downstairs, and we'll come back up and see if we catch anything.
Yeah.
We'll go downstairs and we'll go take a break, go outside for a little bit.
Okay.
So right now we're gonna go walk back up to the room and see if we caught any EVPs on that recorder we left in there. Y'all ready to see?
Yo.
Yep.
It recorded for 17 seconds. And it shouldn't have recorded at all.
That's weird, dude.
Oh my god.
What was that, dude? That thing just screamed. Maybe it's trying to learn how to use a recorder?
I don't know.
Did you hear that?
sounded like fear.
I heard that all the way downstairs. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Saying something. And then it like cuts in and out. And then you hear us walking around. I've never heard it do that.
Dude, that's crazy.
It
That
literally
was
like
nuts.
it was screaming. It like stopped recording.
Yeah, like it legitimately stopped because it wasn't doing anything anymore.
Do you think that Mr. Franks doesn't like people coming in here, like doing trying to talk to them? I feel like he might be
Might
territorial.
Yeah, because I mean,
Dude, I mean,
what's his home?
the possibility of him, it's being him or Willie, was it? I mean, wasn't Willie like kind of special, so maybe he's kind of territorial?
Ooh, what if that was Willie?
I had this feeling, the weird feelings that Willie,
Was kept in there, or he hides in there?
or maybe hung himself in there.
Ooh.
I just got the impression that I'm not a psychic. I'm not anything like that. I just got that impression. It may be too many TV shows I watch, but it just felt.
That's an interesting
I
theory,
don't know.
dude.
I like how y'all keep moving back and forth at the same time instead of one recording one person, one recording the other.
I mean, I have no psychic ability.
But what could have been? What could have that been? Let's go talk to Janet. We can cut rolling.
It sounds like someone going mad.
It does. All right.
Give me a second.
This is really, really weird. I don't know how to explain it.
All right, so here we go.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know. You want to hear this?
I'll take a little one. You want to hear the CVP?
Sure.
John,
You'll hear it from over there. Nobody's in the room with us right now.
That's us walking in. Because remember, this doesn't pick up unless it doesn't pick up anything. It won't record unless it's picking up something.
Did it say what do you want at the end?
Did it say that? Because it said something.
Oh, what I want.
What?
No, I heard that want.
Yeah.
Want.
I've never heard it where it like cut out. You heard how it cut
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
I've never heard this recorder do that before.
Who wanted this?
I mean, I'll take it if no one wants it. I'll do
I
it.
wanted a little one.
I put you a little one in the deal.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think that could be?
Crap. I don't know. That's scary to me.
Yeah, that's scary.
That
As long as
sounds
it's not
like
in my room, I'm good.
like screaming, like.
Yeah, sometimes
Doesn't it
it's
to you. It sounds.
It sounds like
It-
it's in fear or.
correct. Like usually when we start investigations, they will scream in there because it's too sensitive. Now we've let it be in there for a while, and because it was continuous,
I haven't heard anything scream
yeah,
that long.
never that long.
Let's play it one more time. See if we can make out any words.
Very unwant.
That blows my
I
mind.
have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
That
And as always, we have more questions than answers.
that that creeps me out. I don't even want to
Yeah.
go in that room.